War Eagle War Report family, I'm your host C-Dub, and it's Georgia week. The fellas are all here, and we're going to preview week 6, talk about all the other games going on in the SEC, and we'll definitely get into the Deep South's oldest rivalry. We'll also have a guest on to help us preview the Georgia side, so you definitely don't want to miss that. But for now, sit back, get your weight up, because the Wednesday Night War Room show starts right now.
You are now listening to the War Report. Wednesday night War Room. Brought to you by Auburn Football.com. Ike Jones. B. Will. C. Doe. Mike G. Let's go!
War Eagle, War Report family, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Wednesday Night War Room, brought to you by our friends at auburnsports.com. For your source as it pertains to Auburn athletics and the latest in recruiting. Those guys got you covered over there. Head on over there and get your latest fix on Auburn sports. And we want to shout out the War Report family. Guys, do us a favor. If you haven't already, please share this video on your social medias using hashtag #GetYourWeightUp. Help people find us. It also helps us in return. We'll greatly appreciate that. Now, we got some announcements to get to. Mike G, take it away, sir.
Hey, listen, I see a lot of you in the chat right now asking, become an insider. This is a great thing to do with your life right at this moment. So go to the front page of our YouTube channel and you will see the join button. Hit that join button. If you're not on an iPhone, you won't see the join button. If you're on an Android, you'll see it. If you're on a regular computer, you'll see it. Select Insider. For those of you who are already supporters, if you want to upgrade to Insider, you can go to that same front page, and instead of the join button, you will see the See Perks button. Click See Perks, click the gear icon, and then upgrade to Insider. So we definitely want you guys to be able to partake. These watch the films are kind of like our main course once you get into the Insider level, so you don't want to miss out on that. Hashtag get your weight up in the comments. You guys know the deal. We're giving away an AU t-shirt tonight. So that's Ike made that up. He patented it. He filed the trademark paperwork because we couldn't put an A and a U together on the t-shirt. So we found some creative ways around that. You be the first to get an AU t-shirt. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, technically the second because I got one, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, all right. You're gonna get one. And we're gonna draw at the 1 hour mark to make sure we can give that t-shirt away to somebody. Listen, we're live from Auburn at the War Report tailgate. You definitely want to come down and meet with us. It's hosted by Coming. These are other Auburn grads who have put together a whole tailgate for us. And they're hosting it. They're putting up the tents and tables. And if you're looking for tailgate services, contact Coming. They're hosting this so you guys can see what they can do and to help us put on a meet and greet for our subscribers. Now, where are we going to be? Here's a map with a cartoonish looking circle on it near Plainsboro Park.
This one is not my responsibility. I did not make the map up. So, normally I'm in charge of the graphics. I didn't make up the map, but it's still accurate.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to be by Plainsman Park. I'm going to put this map up a couple times so you can refer to it if you're looking for us here. So now we're going to be at the game, which means we get to say hi to our UGA ticket winner. Congratulations, Todd Jordan, on winning tickets to the UGA game. Todd's got 2 tickets. He picked someone special in his life or somebody he owes money. One of the two is going to the game with him. So become an insider. This is a perk of being an insider. We're giving away tickets to every single home game. I think Ole Miss is next. So we'll be giving away tickets to the Ole Miss game. Arkansas is away. Speaking of which, Ole Miss tickets. We're giving away tickets to the Ole Miss game. We're actually giving away 2 sets of tickets to the Ole Miss game. So if you're an insider, you'll be entered into one drawing. If you're not an insider, you got a chance to win some Ole Miss tickets. we're going to let you know how here on the next weekend tailgate. So stay tuned. We're going to give away some tickets to the Ole Miss game. We're 2 sets. These seats are awesome, guys. I can't stress enough. These are great seats. So we want you guys to be able to partake in that. For right now, last but not least, we are partnered with the Lee County Humane Society to help save puppies. So this is the good we've decided to put back into the world. Thank you to everybody who helped push us across the finish line last month. You guys know the deal. Every little donation counts. If everybody that even watches us live gave $1, we could meet this goal every single month. So $500 is what we've set our mark at to try to raise, to put some good back into the world, help save some animals, and help those animals find homes that they will bring joy to. You can find the link to this fundraiser in the About section of our YouTube channel. Help us help the Lee County Humane Society save some puppies.
Appreciate that, Mike G. Fellas, how are we feeling? I'm going to start just one by one. That's how you feel, B. Will? All right, Ike, how you feeling, man, going into Georgia week?
I'm feeling good, man. I got my AU shirt.
I need that shirt in my life.
You know what I'm saying? I got my AU shirt, so I'm feeling real good about that. But outside of that, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you all down at the tailgate. We've been planning this for a couple of weeks. Very excited to actually put some faces with YouTube handles. So looking forward to that. Outside of that, man, it's just gonna be a good game. Probably a lot of really hard hits. Hopefully, Joko Willis makes another introduction to somebody this weekend, and we'll all get excited about stuff like that. I'm feeling good, man.
Help him get lifted again. Yeah. All right, Mike G, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about this weekend?
Well, I had some wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. So I sat down with my oral surgeon, and he asked me if I wanted to go under. I was a little hesitant, so he talked me into it, and he said, "You're not going to remember a thing. But your dreams might be real lucid." So we put some stuff in the IV. And as I was dreaming, Bo Nix threw for 400 yards. Jarquez Hunter ran for like 500, right? And our receivers did not drop a single ball. And then suddenly I snapped out of it, but I had no sense of time. And my ortho was standing over me with a UGA hat on. And he was like, "Psych, I'll put some crap in your IV to make you imagine that you guys would beat Georgia." He was a Georgia fan. True story. And so, I feel tricked and deceived, but I hope that we will win this game so I can go back to his office and refuse to pay.
Well, good for you.
Yep.
Yes. B. Will, tell me how you feeling, man.
Man, I mean, it was a real fun weekend, wasn't it? Wasn't last week great? Oh, man, that was fantastic. We were about to crash and burn. The entire season was over because our coach was apparently in over his head, and then we broke a 22-year curse. And now everybody's feeling really confident about a team that is not LSU coming here to play us. And I'm not quite as confident as our fan base is. But I do think that we can prove something to the nation in ourselves nonetheless. Moral victories. But listen, man, I'm willing to take that. But that's where I'm at right now. All
right. That sounds semi-morbid, but okay. We'll go with that. Let's go ahead and we will definitely want to take some time to discuss Georgia and Auburn, but let's go ahead and talk about the games coming up this weekend. Before we do that, of course, we have to do the honors of where we all stand after week 5. And
let's go.
Now look at him. Look at B now. Now he's in the good. Now his spirits are lifted. Let me get you off the screen. I'm tired of looking at you. All right, here's a scorecard. B had a really good week last week. I think the only team that let you down was Mizzou, right? They got shellacked by Tennessee.
Got murdered. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, I had a rough week this week, man.
Yeah.
Time this week, though, baby. I'm back in it this week, baby. Let's go.
So
fantastic week. My faith in Kentucky was rewarded. My doubt in Jimothy was rewarded, and I'm very pleased with these results.
And enough of that. All right. So let's get into these picks. Shall we, guys? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to do this? let's get them out the way. North Texas visits a low morale Missouri. I got Missouri winning this.
Yeah, Missouri.
Any guys want to pick the opposite here?
Missouri's gonna win.
I'm going North Missouri. Yeah.
Okay. Missouri.
North Missouri.
Missouri. Yeah, you ain't that bold.
All right. No need to spend extra time there. Vandy, go look at that line.
Yeah, there's no chance Vanderbilt wins this game.
Yeah, 9-0. Florida.
Do they cover?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know about covering.
That's a really widespread.
Been so.
And by the way, these lines that we're giving you guys, they're brought to you by our betting partner, BUSR. So if you're in a betting mood, head on over to busr.com/report to place your bets over there and hang out with those guys. So I think we all got Florida here.
Yeah.
Safe to say. No one feeling like Vandy's about to turn it around.
No.
Yeah, they're gonna turn around and get back on the bus after they lose.
That's what I meant. They're gonna turn it around. Right. South Carolina on the road at Tennessee. This is an intriguing one here.
It is.
I'm picking Tennessee.
I was about to say,
I want to go South Carolina.
I'm picking
really
Tennessee.
Bad.
I'm tempted to pick South Carolina in the upset on this game.
Oh goodness. So, Mike, you got Tennessee?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. 100% I'm picking them, not 100% I'm confident in
it. I mean, that goes out there.
I almost picked them last week and just got talked out of it by Brian. And so
don't listen to me. I got slack to burn. You do not. You need to make your own decisions.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee here.
I'm gonna go Tennessee here. Ike.
There's no logic to this pick that I'm about to make right now. Let me just say this.
No logic for mine either.
I'm going to go South Carolina just because I need to make up some points on you guys, and I need to go the other direction on this one. And I was leaning kind of a toss-up anyway, so I'm just going to go the opposite direction and pick South Carolina in a prayer. Yeah, so I'm going South Carolina. Going down shooting. I don't care. Kobe.
You will?
I'm going Tennessee. Hendon Hooker is a much better quarterback than Joe Milton. Maybe the limited time they had, kind of splitting reps, made him look regular. But since he's been the quarterback, they look much better. They look different. And the quarterback is an important position, man. I mean, they just look more confident. Missouri is an aberration because their run defense is so terrible. I don't think they'll play a run defense that terrible for the rest of the season. Tennessee won't. And South Carolina's defense is actually good, which South Carolina winning this game is not something that's impossible.
Yeah.
But I like Tennessee at home, that confidence from a big win, and with the right guy at quarterback, I think Tennessee wins this game.
Steve Bradley has a lot of confidence in you, Ike.
So does Uzi, apparently.
You're gonna get further behind, bro. I didn't see Uzi. I didn't see Uzi. So all right, that's that. We got one South Carolina upset and 3 Tennessees. All right. Here's an interesting one. Basically a pick'em game. LSU on the road at number 16 Kentucky. I am leaning Kentucky here. Leaning Kentucky. B. Will, what you think, man?
I have been riding with Kentucky. I rolled with them against Florida, even though nobody thought Dan Mullen could do any wrong. Yeah, Emory Jones is still their QB, so they still couldn't throw downfield.
I mean, hold on. Let's not try to shade Dan Mullen too much like they just got blown out in this game. Kentucky, a blocked field goal, it was the difference in this game, not Kentucky dominating defensively.
Or the missed throws down the field because Emory Jones is not good.
I'm not making comment about Emory Jones. You said Dan Mullen could do no wrong. Nobody said that Emory Jones was amazing. We said Dan Mullen was really good. So let's not get too down on Dan Mullen today. Let's not become Florida fans because they out there calling for the man job.
Oh no, that's nonsense. Dan Mullen's a great coach. I was just a little shade because I got the pick right. That's all that was. So yeah, please don't misread that. I'm just glad to get that one right.
Boy, you
I like
are
Kentucky.
a sore winner if I ever seen.
They play to the level of competition. That's true. So this could be a much closer game, which is why that 3-point spread is about right. But the confidence, man, I can't express enough how many seasons I've seen a good team play better just because they've had some success. They're back at home again. I think Kentucky wins this by 4 to 7 points. They're not going to blow them out because they aren't consistent like that. But I still think Kentucky wins this game.
Mike G.
Well, LSU is bottom 4 in the SEC and offense and defense total. They are one of the worst 4 teams in both those categories. Kentucky is the 3rd best in the league in total defense in terms of yards allowed. In terms of scoring, they're the 4th best in the conference. So naturally, I'm going to go with LSU. Because it makes 0 sense. What? I feel like you all are going to pick Kentucky, so I'm definitely going to go with LSU. I've got to make up ground.
So you're using my logic.
Yes, absolutely.
In the Tennessee pick. All right. Yeah. So for this game, I think I am going to have to go with Kentucky. Yeah. I don't, like LSU. The issue for me with LSU is their inability to be balanced at all. And their defense, I just don't think is consistent enough to get this win. I think that they're going to be super fired up early in this game and they're going to make it look like they're going to do something, and Kentucky's going to find some kind of way to win late. So I'm going to go Kentucky.
I think this could be where the bottom starts to fall out for LSU personally, as well. So
you're probably right.
Probably
right.
So we'll definitely see that. That is an interesting and intriguing game there. Another was believed to be an intriguing game, not so much anymore. Number 1 Alabama goes, and that is such a typo.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 Alabama goes on the road to face off against Texas A&M. Forgive me, guys. That is not correct. All right. Number 1 Alabama goes on the road to play Texas A&M. I'll just let B Will give the fans what they want by talking about a certain coach for Texas A&M, but I got Bama winning here.
Go crazy, B Will. Go crazy.
I got them
I don't have to
too.
go crazy. I don't have to go crazy. You know what? Because I've been saying what everybody else has been saying for the last week. I've been saying for the last 18 months.
What's that?
Jimbo is a glorified offensive coordinator who used a legendary head coach's last gasp of talent to win a championship and has done jack squat ever since. No, I do not care that they only lost 1 game to Alabama last year. Smoke and mirrors. You had an all-star offensive line. You've had 4 years to keep the talent going. Kevin Sumlin was terrible, but at least he kept the cover stock. And you get in here and you fart like this. You fart, Jimbo. Texas is coming in the back door, coming indoor to steal all your recruits because they on the big stage with the big boys too. And this is how you welcome them? By farting and laying down? I'm so happy, not disappointed at all.
You got to give Uzi one, at least.
I'm sorry, Jimothy, young Jimothy T. Fisher. I'm gonna call him Young Jimothy from now on.
Okay, there you go.
So I just want to point out, you said you weren't going to go crazy. So what was the crazy version of that?
That's not crazy. I am so. I'm excited because he talked that trash at that donor. Thing in the offseason, right? Like, we're gonna be
feeling good. They were already going to lose that game once that audio went public. They're going to get embarrassed Saturday. Bama is going to beat them so handily.
I'm guessing 4 touchdowns.
This spread is a little disrespectful, honestly, for Bama. Like, Bama ought to be disrespected. They're only getting 18. They're going to beat Texas A&M so bad this weekend.
Yeah.
That I think that they are going to give back their SEC membership card and be like, I'm good, bro. I don't want to do this no more.
Jimothy T. Fisher sells used Subarus, and somehow he is a head coach at an SEC institution. I don't understand it. That's all he looks and sounds like he does is sell used Subarus. And somebody wanted to make this man a
Why
head coach.
Subaru though?
Yeah,
Like,
so I said that they have high resale value. So I'm
I
trying.
was about to say Subaru is a pretty dependable car. Like you might want to give them something like a
Kia.
Saturn.
Yeah.
You know what?
Saturn.
Here in the Southeast, I don't see a lot of them. That's what I was going for. Maybe out west, I know, like on the trails and stuff, they sell a lot more. So how about
some
this?
people with Subarus feeling this. Some
He sells used Datsuns. All right, I like that. He sells used Datsuns. When's the last time you saw a Datsun?
I just don't think
I don't know.
anybody has one of those.
I don't know,
If
but-
you have a Datsun, it's probably not used. It's a hand-me-down. Like it
I
ain't
need
like
you to
been bought
apologize to
that
Subaru.
proactively.
My
Yeah, and there's some people in the,
No
in the
disrespect.
comments like, what now?
What
I
now?
only said
I don't know
Subarus
about
because I don't
Subaru.
see them. So you know that's my area. But listen, man, I can't wait for this whooping. This beat down. I want it to be embarrassing. I want him to be looking silly on the
Suzuki
sideline.
Samurai. That's a good one there.
You know what? I mean, that's a lot of talk. Yeah, I'm gonna need. What will you do if Texas A&M somehow won this game
They're not. I don't even know why we talking about
on
this.
air? On air. What would
Nothing.
you do?
I'm gonna do nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
you gotta
come
do
on,
something.
you gotta give us
Yeah,
something.
you gotta do something.
Yeah,
you
give us
You
something.
make something up. You make something up, and I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Just gonna leave it to me.
You going what?
Gonna be an
What was
Aggie.
that?
Gonna be an Aggie fan this weekend. All right, cool. Got it.
Oh man, that is hilarious, bro.
Get
Yeah,
your
there's-
A&M jersey
I'm-
with Jimbo. on
I'm
the back
giving
of it.
A&M no chance to win. I'm sorry if you are a Texas A&M fan and you're watching this. I actually don't know how you arrived here at this stream, but thank you for coming in. But I don't have any faith in your team. You guys can't score offense. You can't put up points, and you have to score points to beat Bama. You have a really really good defense. Don't let me discount the defense that Texas A&M has. Bama just can score in too many ways, and I saw you guys struggle with Colorado. End statement. Bama's winning.
Jazzy Joe, you asked me if I'm going for Bama. I am rooting against somebody, and I don't count that as the same as rooting for the other person. I'm definitely rooting for Jimbo to lose. And if that makes me root for Alabama, I mean, I guess I will be smiling when they score touchdowns. So maybe so.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, we
Cleveland,
missed
got
that super chat earlier from Cleveland, but yeah, go ahead. 100% accurate about
Thank
Jimbo
you.
Fisher. Appreciate that, Inquisitive Prince.
Thank you.
Cleveland definitely going down. Dogs are going down Saturday, says Cleveland Brown. Man, love the
We're gonna talk
confidence
about
on that super
We'll
chat,
talk about
brother.
it.
Love it. Love it. You know what else? So we got everybody here. Mike, did you give your prediction?
Yeah, Alabama.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Number 13, Arkansas. This is the Redemption Bowl right here. Arkansas goes on the road to play Ole Miss.
Who's seeking redemption in this game?
Both.
Both
Both.
of them. This is the
Oh,
Redemption
it's about
Bowl.
redeeming from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about from last year. I was like,
No.
this
No,
wasn't
just
a
last
thing
week.
right there.
So this is a tough one too.
This is only tough if they decide to go up for it on fourth down 4 times in the first half of the game. I just don't even know what in the world this man was thinking, bro.
yeah, I
Like
don't
he
know
was all
either.
cocky before the game, tossing his headset, talking about grab your popcorn and all that, and he went out there and absolutely crapped the bed.
I mean, my
Going
popcorn
for it.
was delicious still, but whatever.
That was, I mean, Lane Kiffin, I gave you all this credit for being able to be this ingenious offensive mind, and you did everything absolutely wrong in that game. I'm not riding with him no more, even though I'm picking him to win this game. I'm not riding with him no more in big spots, man, because he outthinks himself, man. He does it to him. He does this everywhere he go. He outthinks himself. Nick Saban reeled
Is it
him
just in the
at
big
Alabama.
games? Is it just in the big games where he does that?
Yeah, because he doesn't feel the need to do all that extra crap. Nick Saban reeled him in at Alabama, and he just made him call plays in scenarios, but he didn't let him make big decisions like that. And that's the reason why he has a job right now, because Nick Saban put a governor switch on his crazy, and now he's a head coach, and nobody's telling him not to let the crazy unleash, and he goes out there and does crap like that. I'm picking Ole Miss in this game, but man, Lane, get your life right, bro.
B.
I like Ole Miss because Arkansas is banged up, and that's it. I remember it was a few years ago. They used to do the after teams played Bama, then their record the next week was usually very bad. Well, partially because it's a long season, players get beat up. But back when Bama was bullying people, like in the very early Nick Saban era, like between 2009 and 2014, when they were pretty much just a defensive team, there was a difference between what the team could do the next week. I think Georgia is of that mold right now. And I think Arkansas took some bumps and bruises to an already injured squad in some very key positions. I think that's the difference here. And don't get me wrong, Ole Miss isn't terrible. Maybe they were overhyped a little bit because they had looked the part early, but I don't think they're that bad. But I know that Arkansas is offensively challenged. And I know that Ole Miss, at the very least, can put points on the board. So I'm going Ole Miss at home. Get some of that shine back.
Mike?
This is an interesting matchup, right? Because Ole Miss, on defense, they have the fourth best pass defense in the league. Arkansas has the second best pass defense in the league. But Ole Miss is
either one of them apparently can stop the run.
Right. Yeah. So like I want to go Ole Miss in this one just because I don't if it comes down to whether between Matt Corral and whoever's quarterbacking, I don't know, man. Again, this is kind of strength on strength, right? Like,
so the dip. Well, I'm gonna let you make your pick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I just don't know that Arkansas can score enough points to win, which is why I'm going to go with Ole Miss in this one. Ultimately, I feel like Ole Miss could have done a lot better if, as I said, they had contained Lane's crazy against Bama last week. I didn't understand it. I mean, he was playing like the game was on the line in the first quarter. I did not understand some of the decisions. There were some curious calls. I don't think that happens 2 games in a row. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss.
Yeah, and Arkansas just ain't. I mean, they're, to B's point, they're not healthy. So a lot of what makes them work is questionable because is Jefferson still? Is he still kind of less than 100%?
Yeah, I mean, when they pulled him at the end of that game, I know that he had gotten hit a couple of times. I don't know if they pulled him because the game was basically over or because he was so injured they didn't want to risk him getting more hurt. I don't know which one it was, but my money is that if he does play, he's not 100%. And if he doesn't play, you got somebody who's brand new out there, and I don't like either one of those scenarios for them. So
yeah, I'm not confident in, especially if Arkansas gets behind, I'm not confident in their ability to catch up with what Ole Miss is doing. I'm gonna go Ole Miss here. So yeah, guys, listen, please be sure to let us know your thoughts as to who you think wins any upsets this week. Let us know in the comments, especially if you're watching this back on replay. So, guys, again, this is a reminder. You are watching You're watching the Wednesday Night War Room. Let's pause to acknowledge our sponsors.
The War Report's Wednesday Night War Room is brought to you by our generous sponsors. AuburnSports.com. For news and notes on all things Auburn sports, head over to AuburnSports.com. Our betting partner, BUSR. Bet with confidence at BUSR.com/report. University Ace Hardware, located at 2101 East University Drive in Auburn, Alabama, right across the street from the Auburn Mall and next to the movie theater. For all of your hardware needs, Ace is the place. And our giveaway sponsor, GWT2 Energy. If you want the best in the business at restaurant logistics, check out our friends at GWT2Energy.com.
Hey, listen, we're having a party. Come visit us at the tailgates on Saturday. The War Report will be live on site. Where will we be? Well, right by Plainsman Park and the athletic dorms. as beautifully circled here with this red squiggly line. Now, if you have trouble finding this, just screenshot this and make sure you can find us. We'll be active on Twitter, just kind of directing people to where we're at. But we definitely want you guys to come by, grab some ribs, grab some mac and cheese, grab a beer, hang out with the War Report. I'm going to be in the press box live for the game, so I'll be there a little early to do the meet and greet, but the fellas will be down there most of the day up until the game starts. So want you guys to partake. If you missed it at the top of the broadcast, we're giving away an AU t-shirt. So hashtag get your weight up in the comments. That's hashtag get your weight up. You have to be present when we call your name. We'll give you to the end of the broadcast a shout out in the comments. And if you are not here, don't worry. The rest of the chat will be sure to remind us that you're not, so that we can redraw for your t-shirt. No takesy backsies and no redos. Other than that, listen, guys, but if you're an insider, you get an entry into a raffle for tickets to the game. Ole Miss tickets. We're giving away 2 sets of tickets to the Ole Miss game. You don't want to miss Lane Kiffin and Jordan versus Brian Harsin. Crazy on serious. This is going to be an awesome game. Can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing. So just become an insider. How do you do that? $5.99. Hit the join button on the homepage of our YouTube channel. And last but certainly not least, we are on podcasts. So we're working hard to get this out for you guys. Wednesday Night War Room, you can catch again on replay live on podcasts. If you're not a podcast person, go over there and leave us a review and a 5-star comment. Anyway, help us climb the podcast charts. We are climbing over there. Actually, we're actually gaining ground on podcasts thanks to you guys. So any form that you guys support our content in, we're grateful for. It's going to be a good next few months as we round out the football season.
Awesome guys. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's talk about the big game of the week, and let's look at it head to head. Deep South's oldest rivalry. Of course, number 2 Georgia's coming into Jordan-Hare to face off against number 18 Auburn. Of course, the line has Georgia favored there, -15.5. Over and under is 46.5. ESPN's Football Power Index gives Georgia an 84% chance of actually winning this game. And as we look to the series history, Georgia actually leads this series, and they actually won quite convincingly last year in Sanford Stadium, 27-6 back in 2020. Let's see if things change this year. We're actually joined by Paul Maharry of UGAsports.com. Paul, welcome to the War Report.
What's up, guys? Man, this show's kind of killer, man. I haven't, I stay busy, but I'm digging the show, man. I'm liking it.
Appreciate it, man. Listen, I know this is always rivalry week. Is always a fun week. What's the mood going on with Georgia? Is it a rivalry?
I'm just kidding, Steve. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
Paul coming with the smoke.
No, man. I just want to rile up the comments a little bit, man. That's all it was. What was the question? I'm sorry. Let's get back to the basics here.
Apparently, the mood is really good there over in Georgia. What's the mood and how's Georgia and the Georgia fans feeling with the team gaining a lot of momentum so far this season?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Momentum right now, and everybody's wondering about the quarterback situation, man.
Yes.
And Kirby is, if you guys watched his last press conference after the game on Saturday, he was not too happy with the questions being asked. It was one of those Terrell Owens moments, man. Like, that's my quarterback, like, you don't talk about anybody but Stetson. JT's not here. You're not talking about George Pickens right now, who's out with the ACL. So why are you guys talking about JT? Well, because JT, is supposed to be the guy. I think before he got injured again, he was 3rd in the Heisman live odds, I think week 2 or week 3. So that's the biggest thing right now is who's the quarterback, Yeah.
So I guess what is kind of like your gut feeling?
I think Stetson will start. Monday, JT didn't throw around. Tuesday, did some soft passing. He was supposed to ramp it up today. JT was, from all that we've heard, it hasn't really kicked into gear. And so I think you'll see Stetson out there on the Plains on Saturday.
Paul, can you explain the philosophy shift between how Georgia runs offense when JT is in versus Stetson, right? Like, I mean, they seem content to throw the ball about 30 times a game with JT versus not even 15 times a game, or barely 15, I think is the max amount of throws they gave Stetson. He's been pretty efficient in some of those games, but like, what is it? Why are they not willing to turn Stetson a little bit more loose? They clearly run a different offensive philosophy with him in.
They do, yeah. And I mean, you saw it in the Arkansas game. Stetson threw for 11 passes. It seemed like you didn't see a pass throw in the second half at all. They just ran the ball. You know, it's one of those things where I think they believe in JT's arm more. Stetson really has a good grasp of the offense, though. He was here. He transferred to Jones Community College, went out there, balled out, came back to Georgia, earned a scholarship. I think Kirby really likes him. Obviously, he's starting over Carson Beck, who's a 4-star. Brock Vandergriff, a 5-star freshman, hasn't even seen the field, barely any at all. And then you got a guy like Stetson, who, if you line these guys up and we're like, hey, who's the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs? He'd probably be the last one you pick. And there's probably a good reason for that. He's, you know, a little on the shorter side, but he's matured a lot more since last year. And you can see it on the field. But at the same time, the offense does flow a little bit better with JT. There's more play action. There's more deep field type stuff. I've got some stats here for you guys, so I didn't come unprepared for you. First down, JT 74% completion. Stetson 66%. Second down, 68% for JT, 75% for Stetson. Third down, right now JT is 89% on third down, whereas Stetson's 70%. But they have the same touchdown to interception ratio, so it's really the same. It's just I think folks are kind of blowing it out of the water. Would Georgia fans feel more comfortable with JT under center? Absolutely. Do Georgia fans still feel comfortable with Stetson? I think so.
Okay. Let's talk about the run game and how it seems like it's coming on pretty well. How is that pretty much with JT being out? That's pretty much how you guys want to attack teams moving forward, I would assume, right?
I think that's what Todd Monken's probably leaning on heavily. The biggest thing, though, is a lot of fans have said this throughout the year is they don't leave a running back in there long enough to get rhythm. And what I mean by that is they'll throw a guy in there 1 or 2 plays. He breaks off 8 yards on the first one, 6 yards on the second one, and he's immediately looking over to the sideline saying, am I staying in? No, come on out. We're throwing another guy in there. And so I think that's what Georgia fans are really wanting, is to see like a consistent get Zamir 18 carries, get James Cook 18, get somebody 20 carries. You know, that's what Georgia fans are missing. And I think if Auburn wants to kind of capitalize on that, they can, because there's just this weird running back rhythm that Georgia has right now. And it's doesn't make sense. You guys will see it on Saturday. You'll be like, man, this guy's running hot. Next thing you know, he's out of the game, and you don't see him again until the middle of the third quarter.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, I'm going to throw up this graphic while we get some stuff together here, just kind of looking at the matchup that we have here, the Georgia offense versus the Auburn defense, and just talk to us about just some of the standouts that we would see, specifically, you know, the people that we don't talk about enough here, like the offensive line. Are there guys who, you know, you really feel confident in this offensive line? And, you know, guys we need to look out for is like, you know, this guy hasn't been playing so well this year.
So, yeah, Jamari at left tackle, tried and true. We thought by this point, either Amarius Mims or Broderick Jones would be taking over that left tackle position, or even McClendon switching over to get Salyer back inside. Seems to not be the case. Van Pran has come on extremely well at center. Warren Erickson actually started at center, hurt himself, came back in. But, you know, anyways, Van Pran has been great at center. McClendon at right tackle. Where you can get pressure for the Dogs is going to be at right guard. Warren Erickson seems to be the one where if coaches are dialing up pressures or blitzes or anything like that, it seems to be coming through his gap. And he's let up a couple sacks this year. On the tackles, though, you're not going to hear much of them because they're just going to continue to do their work. Not many penalties out of those guys. And Van Pran for a fresh center is playing great. You guys know already McConkey and Bowers, the freshmen, the true freshman at tight end, really been utilized as a big weapon for Georgia so far. I've got a stat for you guys there too. Most receptions this season by a freshman in the SEC. Brock Bowers is second, right behind Jack Beach at LSU. I don't even know how you say it.
Yeah. The guy who just lit us up last week.
Yeah. So Brock
half,
Bowers.
so.
Yeah, Brock Bowers has 18 receptions. He's second, and then Ladd is actually fifth in the league for freshmen with 11. So not many burners though at wide receiver. Georgia's missing a lot of guys. Another true freshman, A.D. Mitchell, is starting at wide receiver, and then you have Burton out there who was supposed to light it up this year, but coaches have really honed in on him because you see the other wide receivers are just not deep.
Yeah, Paul, sticking with the theme of offensive line, I'm looking at this offensive line and I just don't see a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah,
if you're Auburn, statistically, they are keeping Georgia quarterbacks clean on like 80% of their dropbacks, which is insane. But if you can get to Stetson Bennett, he's like 16% under pressure.
Yeah.
The question is, how do you get to him? How do you get, if you were attacking this offensive line, you're looking at the matchups here, who's got to win?
You got to go, if you're trying to get to Stetson Bennett, you're going to have to go and put two guys right there in that gap where Erickson's at, and try to get around him. The tackles are too big. They're too talented. Van Pran's played really good, like I said, at center. Schaefer's been at left guard for what seems like 4 or 5 years. He's still here, and he's only had, I think, 17 starts. But Erickson's where you're going to have to dial the pressure up. So you bring McClain, you bring Wooten, somebody like that in behind Wooden. That's where I would go. Or you maybe bring in a corner on a corner blitz because Georgia's just not looking to pass right now. And this could completely change, guys. We've seen the offense with Stetson Bennett at the helm, and they've thrown lights out. But last week against Arkansas, it was nothing there. He had one really good throw out of the backfield to a running back, Kenny McIntosh. Other than that, Georgia just ran the ball. It's a very, very boring game to watch and have to critique afterwards. So you guys got lucky last week, man. I had to do a 2-hour show talking about that game. I'm like, yeah, they ran the ball, man. They won.
I mean, but listen, if it ain't broke, if it ain't broke,
right?
Fix it, bro.
But this is the first week where they've actually gone with that running, like that ground and pound that Georgia's known for. So it was so different than what we've seen all year.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think is going to be interesting for us to look at is going to be that matchup of how we defend the tight end this week, because I think that's been a safety net for Georgia offensively, and it's been an Achilles heel so far for Auburn, just in the way that we've covered it. I think last week we saw a difference for Auburn fans, or for Georgia fans who are tuning in, who actually want to be objective, because in the comments right now you guys are going nuts. But we saw a difference in philosophy for Auburn to actually bring Smoke Monday down into the box a little bit more and have him soloed up against the tight end in a lot of scenarios. And though Besh was getting us in the second half of that game, it's because it was one-on-one, right? It wasn't, we weren't doing the cloud zone thing. They were trying to make sure that they were taking away the outside receivers. So it was a tight end who's physically kind of a gifted tight end against someone who's not great in coverage in Smoke Monday. So it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup plays out this weekend.
Yes, definitely. Guys, did you have any more questions about? Because this is pretty much.
I got a question. All right, so Paul,
why do I feel this is coming out of left field? I like it though.
No, it's not.
He kind of went in. He's got his swagger on because he's leading the pick so far. I saw.
Thank you, Paul, for reminding everybody of that.
Yeah, you can Venmo me later.
But no, so I mean, I've seen Georgia fans kind of be up in arms about the QB situation, like you said. But honestly, from my point of view, we were coming into the season. A couple people had JT Daniels picked as the Heisman favorite, and we instantly said that's nonsense. I have no confidence in a Kirby Smart team to do anything that gets this guy the numbers to win the Heisman. It's not that he can't play well. It's just that that's not what Kirby Smart wants to do. And sure enough, when JT's in the game, he looks better than Stetson Bennett. But honestly, and being as objective as you can, I know you cover him, does it matter who's at quarterback if your defense can do what your defense has done?
Not right now. It doesn't seem like it, right? I mean, Georgia's given up 23 points all season. And a lot of those points were off of, stupid plays by the offense or something like that. you look at Georgia the past 2 games against 2. Arkansas, I don't know if it's going to finish in the top 25. They've got a hell of a schedule coming up. But put up 99 points against Vanderbilt and Arkansas, and neither team scored. Arkansas had trouble even getting it past the 50. And KJ Jefferson he's a beast. Like he really is. And I thought he was going to cause some problems. And he did. He had a few plays. You guys talked about earlier when you were doing your picks. He wasn't fully healthy. I think it would have been a little different had he been. But the defense, man, it's just the front 7 is something I've been covering the team since 2011, 2012. I haven't seen a front 7 this nasty at Georgia ever. They've got guys all over the field. Nakobe Dean's coming on extremely strong at middle linebacker. ESPN did I think like a 3.5-minute segment with the linebackers on College Game Day last week. And Nolan Smith was like, look, whatever Nakobe calls, we run with it. We go with it. He's got a 4.0. He's an engineer major. Like we're going with whatever he calls. And that front 7, man, it's terrifying. Honestly, like Jordan Davis is a monster. Some of his best plays, he's running guys down halfway across the field from, that nose tackle, that inside position. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I don't know how you stop it. I don't.
Well, let's go ahead and flip the field and talk our offense against that defense. All right. So this is a defense. I'm pretty sure you got some stats on them, but I just looking at what NCAA has, you guys ranked 6th in the nation in third down defense. You ranked 4th in the nation in rush defense. You're giving up 68 yards a game on the ground. 1st in the nation in scoring defense, allowing 4.6 points a game. 1st in the nation in pass defense, allowing 110 pass yards a game. 5th in the nation in red zone defense. I guess y'all got a pretty good defense.
They do.
So when you talk about there was questions about the secondary going into the season, but really and truly it's difficult to really test those guys when the front 7 is disrupting things the way that they've been disrupting so far this season. So talk about just who are like the impact guys that if we're Auburn, we're lining up trying to move the ball. Who are guys that we should be worried about really disrupting stuff on Saturday?
So if you were to just draw a line right through the middle right there, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, and Lewis, those are going to be your 3 guys on each level. Georgia has full confidence in every one of those guys to make the right reads. And then they've got a pair of guys. They've got Trayvon Walker, Quay Walker on the other side. You got Wyatt in the middle. I mean, I don't know where you can fully attack these guys. Corner would probably be a place to start. But Keely Ringo, Amir Speed, they've both come on really strong. Darian Kendrick was at Clemson. He's played decent. When teams try, the best way to attack this Georgia defense from what I've seen so far is when teams try to really go up tempo and then get it out as fast as they can to an outside wide receiver. That's the best chance you have, because what's going to end up happening is, yes, Nolan Smith, Adam Anderson, Quay, Nakobe, they'll all get to him eventually. But if they make that first corner miss, which that's probably the one weakness that Georgia's defense has right now, is the secondary tackling. Besides Lewis Seen, of course, he's a headhunter. But Chris Smith, Speed, Kendrick, and also Keely Ringo had a little trouble. And I mean, this is really just kind of, nitpicking in a sense, because the defense has been so good. But that's the one area, I would say is you get the ball out quick. It's good to see D-Rob doing well, man. I covered his recruitment for a long time, and good to see D-Rob. You get the ball out to D-Rob and make the first guy miss, you can gain positive yards. You try to run up the middle, it's going to be a long day, I think.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where we talk about strength on strength, right? Like, it's clear that the run game is the better option for Auburn, but it's difficult to do that against this type of front 7. So the one thing I do have a little bit of confidence, if I'm going to impute some confidence into this Auburn team, is that we do have the ability, at least from a scheme standpoint, to be a little bit more multiple and decide, all right, we saw that against LSU. The LSU game plan looked nothing like the game plan that we did. even if you take out the miraculous plays by Bo Nix, just the way that we decided to attack LSU from a defensive standpoint was completely different than we had attacked any team prior to that game. Right. So I do think that there is some multiplicity in our scheme ability. The question is going to be on the execution of that, because it's not going to be something we've seen. So I do think that we can put something on tape that Georgia hasn't seen so far this year. The only other part of that is they're super familiar with the guy who's going to be calling the plays, and Mike Bobo, not only from his time at Georgia, but from his time at South Carolina last year. So there is going to be a little bit of that's going to be going on, some gamesmanship amongst the familiarity between those coaches.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the feedback been on Bobo lately?
Oh,
and I'm asking.
It depends on who you're asking.
I was about to say, it's very uneven. Some people are very low on him, and some people are. I don't know that there's anyone who's super high on Bobo. I think it's either you're kind of lukewarm or you don't like him at all.
Yeah.
It was the same way at Georgia. That's why I was asking. So.
Yeah, the thing with Bobo is he's been handed an offensive line, right, that is, inconsistent at best, right? We definitely got some glaring weaknesses along the offensive line. So for some of the things that he wants to do, it's a little difficult. And again, when we're talking about strength on strength, I'm looking at our run game as a strength of our team, but I'm also looking at an offensive line that could get destroyed by this defensive line in both run blocking and pass blocking. So it makes it tough. So even though I think we have two of the best backs in the nation, if you can't block for them, they can't do much. Now, conversely, the strength of Georgia's offensive line. I mean, how good are the backs? Do we know their offensive line is so good? Just whoever you put back there looks good. So I'm curious to see how Bobo can play call to. I've been saying this all year, to kind of cover our weaknesses along the line and from the quarterback position, right? Because Georgia's, they're coming, dude. I sat here and looked at advanced statistics, Paul, for like 2 hours, just trying to find a crack in anything they do defensively, and it's really difficult to find any flaw in scheme or execution.
That's scary for Georgia fans, though, because Georgia fans know this is too good to be true, right?
Yeah,
something has to happen. You have to go into Auburn and lose after you've won, 5-0, and you're number 2 in the nation. Something like this has to happen, and it will be one of those things, Mike, where we look at it and we're like, I don't see how Auburn can win this game. There's no way. 37-4. Like something crazy, right? 37-4. To 4, 2 safeties.
That's funny.
And then we end up, talking about it, and a week from now, we're like, damn, Auburn won 28-27 on a last second field goal. Auburn found a way to beat them deep, with their coverages. And we're all sitting back like, how'd this happen? But I think it's one of those things, like you said, right now, the way Georgia's stacked up, I don't know if it matters so much who's at quarterback right now. And moving forward, obviously, they're going to have to find out if JT can go and get going on a consistent basis. But right now, it's like you said, Mike, where's the weakness? Because I've watched every game. I've watched it twice. I've talked about it forever on our overreaction show. I don't see the weakness right now. And it's scary to think that there's not a weakness, because every Georgia team in the past has always had a weakness. So it's like, where is it? We got to find it,
Well, that's what the offensive coordinator's job is, right?
Right.
To find it, find that weakness. Now, again, the feedback on Bobo has been uneven to date, right? But he inherited something that was built for something completely different than what he wants to do. So, it'll just be really interesting. A lot was made of Backyard Bo last week versus LSU, and there were a lot of fans that felt like we didn't celebrate the win enough. And my mind had gone to Georgia already. I was like, there's no way he's going to be able to do any of that against Georgia.
Is there any talk about TJ playing? Like, he looks so.
I don't think so, because Bo Nix played so well last week. I think that it's not likely that TJ will start. Wow. If Bo Nix is going out there and he's like, so what I have full confidence in now is our coach's ability to say this isn't going the way I thought it was going to.
Right.
Let's put the other guy in there. And so, I think I said this when the whole TJ versus Bo Nix controversy started preseason. I said it again when it started creeping up during the season. I'll say it again now. The decision for Bo Nix to stay or remain in the football game is 90% in the hands of Bo Nix. If he goes out there and he plays well, he's going to continue to be in the game. I think Brian Harsin is saying, screw up, and there's another guy I am willing to put in there to give us something.
Yeah.
Right.
He
just,
gave you
I don't think he's willing to just go down with the ship with Bo. And that is an abstraction. People hate when I bring up Gus. I don't care. That is a vast difference between what Gus Malzahn would do with a quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And to that point, I think that has given Bo, at least in the LSU game, I don't know how that translates to this Saturday. That has given Bo a big sense of urgency that I don't think he's ever had, because no matter how bad he played up until this season, he knew he was going to be the guy regardless.
Yeah, he did.
Now he got hit with the reality that I could actually lose this. So I got to fly right and actually focus and do what the coaches are asking me to do. So again, how that translates against this defense, I'm not sure. But if he's serviceable, I think he's okay. I mean, he survived Georgia State, and he's the guy. Like I think he's okay going into this week. What happens once the game starts is on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a super chat with T Park, First Insiders Chat. Welcome. Appreciate you, my guy.
Welcome.
Also, we got Justin Thomas here. I still think TJ is better. Change my mind. Or TJ better change my mind.
Yeah, listen, we haven't gotten a chance to see what TJ can really do at all. We don't know. Now I can tell you, I was in the minority of people that thought that the game plan for LSU wasn't very good. And, Bo bailed our coaches out. They bailed out our offensive game plan, and he still was 52% passing in that game. If those stats carry over, I don't care how many tackles he breaks. That's not going to get it against this defense. LSU was the worst pass defense in our league. Currently, they are. They're the worst pass, and we did not even meet their averages for pass offense. So, numbers, right? I'm happy to win the game, but we won it. So you move on to the next opponent. And I'm thinking, how is this game winnable? Right now, I think personally, last week players won the game. This week, coaches have to win the game. You have to out scheme Kirby Smart and company. Now, that's something that Gus could do every once in a while. He would pull something out of his hat with his trickery and create magic, and he would out scheme an opponent just enough to get 49 million and bounce. Right. I'm looking for that from this staff this week. And, I don't think they have to win it to prove it. I don't even think they have to win it to prove it. They just need to make this competitive.
Right.
And I told some Georgia fans on Twitter, because some uncouth Georgia fans found my Twitter this week.
Oh boy. Watch out, man.
It was I'm starting to understand why our chat dislikes Georgia fans.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I said, I was very complimentary of them. I just said, hey, this is the year, because Bama's offensive line has got cracks, and they are giving up a ton of pressure on their sophomore quarterback, who happens to be really good under pressure. But if there was one team that I felt like could get to him this year and shake that guy up, it's Georgia. Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Georgia, Alabama, it's like their kryptonite. They can't. Georgia, they can't. No matter what happens, right? Like Georgia can't get past them. Like you said, though, this is the year. You would think, right? Has everything's playing out, but it's like, but when you start talking about Bama, man, and folks in Athens just run and shut the doors, man, and lock them. They don't want to talk about it.
But the issue that they're going to have is the issue they always will have. They don't see Bama until the end of the season, when they figured some of that crap out. Like they get a lot of that stuff out of their system, and by the time Bama gets there, they've gotten healthy again. They figured out how to do their protections a little bit better. They're running their schemes a little bit better. That's always going to be the issue for Georgia, is when they see Bama in the season.
Yeah, listen. Again, when all things are even, it comes down to coaching. This is the truth, man. When all things are even, it comes down to coaching. And Saban has outcoached a lot of people, or he hires coaches that know how to do that. I mean, he's made some really good hires over the years. We felt like maybe with Brian Harsin, we got one of those guys. Now, he may not have all the talent to do it this year, but competency and coaching can close the gap a whole lot between what you have and what you want to have. So that's what I'm looking for this week. I mean, we looked at the charts. Again, I looked at every single advanced metric that Pro Football Focus could spit out. Yeah. And I was just like, damn. Every offensive lineman grades out over like a 77. They use green, orange, red, kind of like red.
Yeah, they do.
It looks like
it's all green. Yeah, it's all green lights, man. Like people are just running through green lights in Georgia, and I'm just like, wow. Like I think we just need to see some magic from our coaches. I don't think the game is unwinnable. It certainly is. Anybody can be beat on any.
Oh
game,
yeah,
right.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't think the game is unwinnable. And I think that we have some surprises if Georgia fails to game plan, appropriately for those surprises. That seems like a lot of teams have taken Jarquez Hunter for granted when he gets in the game. And this kid is a bona fide star, right? So,
where'd you guys find him?
We on the back roads of Mississippi.
Yeah, right. He got overlooked because of COVID. He got overlooked because of COVID.
I mean, he's a 3-star, and and everybody wanted him to play linebacker though at the next level.
Imagine that.
Right. Well, just like back in the day, Mike Bobo wanted Cam Newton to play tight end. So keep it moving, I guess.
Wow. Listen,
that's who's calling our plays.
That wasn't. Yeah, but that. Yeah.
We got
hurt your chest a little bit.
We got an offensive head coach though, right? And that was why I was not as down on Bobo, because we in the preseason there was a question about who would call plays. I try to explain to people, listen, this is still going to be Brian Harsin's offense though. Right. He is still responsible for the overall offensive concept of what we're trying to do. So, it's going to be a Bobo aligning with Harsin's vision. And in year one, they're trying to figure out a lot of what they have. Right. I mean, we're now 5 games in. I think they figured a lot of that out. There's still more evaluation to be done as the season goes on. But there is still a lot of work to do there on Auburn's side. I mean, the wide receiver rotations we rolled out week 1 are not going to be anywhere near what we see in the last 4 weeks of the season. And I think we knew it, but again, the staff seemed to lean on experience over talent, and I think they're figuring out like we just need talent on the field at this point.
And then you see TJ Finley lining up at tight end week 12. You're like,
whoa, what's going on?
Full circle. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, a lot of fans aren't convinced that TJ is it. I'm not convinced at all. I just know we haven't seen enough of them to know, right? And I don't think particularly this is the offensive line that we're going to find out behind because of their weakness. And, he's just not fleet of foot.
Yeah.
Right. So, there's an argument to be made. He completed 1 pass when he got in last week. And he did an excellent job maneuvering in the pocket, stepping up, keeping his eyes downfield, and finding a wide open Schenker. His drive was completely ruined by a unforgivable penalty by Austin Troxell on an unnecessary roughness. But, that's all we've seen of him. We've seen bits of ability, but he has never really been given a whole chance. Sans saving our season from a loss to Georgia State. Right.
Yeah. That was a crazy drive, though. I did like it. It was nice.
Yeah. So I think, again, Bo has to start in this one, based on what we saw last week. I don't know that it matters who the quarterback is in this one. I really don't. I don't think it matters who the quarterback is in this one.
I'm not willing to go that far. I definitely think it matters. It depends to me on what the game plan is for whoever's going to be the quarterback that's going to be in. But let me grab these super chat real quick. Spino, dumpster rentals. Do you actually rent dumpsters, or is this just like some kind of joke that you're doing right here? Thank you for the super chat there. Another super chat here for another one, because he wants us badly to answer this question. We did see your question. There are literally, guys, okay, I need you, if you're new to the chat, there are literally hundreds of chats coming in like every few minutes. So it's not that we're missing your questions. It's just that it's hard. Yeah, the super chats do make it pop up a different color on our screen, so we see those a little bit more quickly. Definitely see your question because you've asked it 15 times. I will grab it right now. Why not put Bigsby and Hunter in the same and at the same time, giving us a triple threat with an extra P because we wanted to pop and running the game, extra threat with a running game.
Yes.
I don't disagree with that. I actually think that there have been scenarios where we've put both of them in the game at the same time previously.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I know is true of Mike Bobo is that he has things that he'll show in small doses just to make you think about it, right? Just to make you think about it. The run that Hunter had for the long gain against LSU last game, we've run that play a few times. He ran it earlier in the game. He doesn't do that stuff a lot because he just wants you to have it in the back of your mind. I'm waiting to see what the counter is going to be off of that play, though, because I think one time they're going to actually toss the sweep around to the other guy. Actually, if I go back and look at the tape from Penn State, I want to say the double reverse that happened might have been out of that formation. I need to go look at that. The one that we ran to Kobe that he fumbled. Yeah. I need to go look at that formation and see if that was. But that's a very good question. I do think that that's something that we can do. The question is the health of Tank Bigsby, right? Like, is he a 100%? I don't know the answer to that. Last super chat we got right here, and then we're going to transition. Jazzy Joe says, Bob, I think he meant Bobo wanted Newton to play what? Fire him now? Listen.
Retroactively, huh?
Listen, if we got to fire Bobo, then y'all definitely got to get rid of Kirby because like, how do you pick what was it from or was the other guy?
It was from.
Are we doing this? Okay. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. We can.
Listen,
how long
I had to
go,
ease
man?
my pain of you talking about Bobo, and he's currently on my team wanting Cam Newton to play anything other than quarterback. So
yikes.
The only salve that I have is shade, so I had to throw a little bit.
Yeah, Jake Fromm over Justin Fields. Yeah, that I was talking to a buddy of mine about that today. How Kirby's got he's got Brock Vandergrift, the 5-star on campus. He's got Gunnar Stockton, the 5-star quarterback from Raven County.
I don't want to talk about Gunnar Stockton because he had committed to us at first.
My bad.
Yeah.
But then I was talking about Arch Manning too. I said, look, man, you can't keep getting 5-star kids because what's going to end up happening is you're going to be left with Stetson Bennett playing quarterback, and it's this is what has happened. So. Yeah.
Appreciate that super chat. Yes, Virginia definitely double dribble. Corey Weber, thank you so much for making sure we get that in there. All right, see, it's on you, bro.
Well, listen, guys, we're going to come back and give our actual prediction. I'll do some questions about some scenarios for the upcoming game. But let's get into this drawing, man. Where are we with this drawing? It's time to give away this AU t-shirt.
I almost forgot we were supposed to be doing this, man. I got so wrapped up in talking about this stuff. But let's get this drawing going here. Giveaway tool is up and ready. We've got 160 entries, which is
y'all disrespectful.
Considering the fact that there are almost 670 people in here. So drop hashtag get your weight up in here. We're over 150, which is good. But God, can we at least get to 200 entries? Listen, there must be a lot of Georgia fans in here who just don't want
guys, this shirt is Egyptian cotton.
Ooh, it's definitely not. Don't let him fool you.
It's Egyptian cotton.
No, it's probably
you sell the used Datsun.
It's his lower Alabama cotton.
That's a movie line. Come on, guys.
I know. You're hyping it up.
But yeah, so definitely hashtag get your weight up. We're up to 175. I am going to make this happen here in the next 30 seconds.
Come on, can we get to 200 real quick?
That's a sick shirt, by the way. An Egyptian cotton Auburn shirt. That's
you still have the shirt? Can we see it one more time? You still got it?
Yeah, give us time so we can get to 200. Hey, you.
Somebody make me the big screen.
Listen, if Auburn's legal department is watching, screw you and your copyrights.
Just hit the shadow right there next to my name. That's all you gotta do. Bam, right there.
Boom. AU. You want it. You definitely want it.
Yeah.
And you can wear it this weekend. We'll get that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get there in time.
Not unless we mail them yours.
Yeah, right. Which I'm not doing. Y'all can't have my shirt. Maybe I'll be nice and send it to somebody. If you just really want to wear it this weekend, I'll bring it. As long as if you wear, how about this? If you win and you wear a large, if you're at the tailgate, I will give you mine.
Yeah,
so generous of you.
What a guy.
Yeah,
I
right.
can order
200.
another
We
one.
did it. 200. We did it.
All right, let's get to this drawing, baby. Let's see who's going to get the first shirt. This is actually available in the merch store right now. If you don't win it tonight, you can go purchase one at our merch store. Go to warreport.com and grab you one of your own. Wit. You know the rules, though. You have to be here in the comments. Say what's up to us before we get out of here, or we will definitely draw again. And make no mistakes.
Assign someone to just scan
this chat will definitely let us know that you are not.
They're already doing it. They're already saying you're gone. So
right,
show up.
But listen, the insiders are brutal. They're loyal and brutal. So become one. Join the brutality. $5.99. Go to the front page of our YouTube. If you're currently a supporter level to get access to watch the film, which is our most decorated segment that we do on Monday nights, where we break down what happened the Saturday before, you need to upgrade to Insider. So if you go to our YouTube page, you're gonna see C Perks. You want to click on that, click the gear icon, and then upgrade to Insider. A lot of you guys have been asking how you do that. It can be done from an Android, a computer, but not from an iPhone, not from the YouTube iPhone app. So we want you guys to definitely do that. Guys, we're tailgating for the Georgia game. We're going to be out here. If you want to meet us, and we're giving away a grill. We're giving away a whole grill from our weekend tailgate sponsor, Ace Hardware. So you definitely want to win that. We're going to be right here, 7:30, right by Plainsman Park and the athletic dorms. So come on down, have some ribs, have some mac and cheese, have a beer, hang out with the War Rapport on game day. I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, BUSR. Guys, please head over here, sign up for an account, busr.com/rapport. You guys know one of the best ways to support us is by supporting our sponsors. So when you sign up for an account there, whether you place one bet a year or 20, it helps us. So support our sponsor, BUSR. And last but not least, a message from one of our brand new sponsors.
All right, business owners, high-income professionals, listen up. Have you ever considered that by funding a 401k or IRA, you are potentially creating a massive tax burden when you retire? Contrary to what you hear from traditional advisors and accountants, 401k or IRA do not save on taxes. It postpones the tax and tax calculation. Wealthy people don't have access to some special tax code. They use financial products, parts of the tax code that are available to everyone, including you and strategy. Would you like to learn how to take advantage of the tax code? All right, well, check this out. Our guy, Ethan Daw, the owner of Innovative Financial Solutions, has clients throughout the USA and is a nationally recognized expert in the veterinary community. You know how we love to say the puppies. So contact Ethan at 251-243-6038 or email him, ethan@ethandaw.com. Ethan Daw is your alternative to traditional financial planning. Tell him the War Report sent you.
Shout out to Innovative Financial Solutions for coming on as a sponsor of the War Report, as beautifully explained by Ike Jones there.
I do what I can do.
We hope that with your support, we hope to become clients of Innovative Financial Solutions here pretty soon.
Right. So, and for the person who won the T-shirt, here's what you can do, sir.
Email
business@thewarreport.com so we can get you your T-shirt, and congratulations.
Make sure you include your address and what size shirt you need.
Correct.
For sure. So, guys, I want to do something kind of facts or nah, just on the cuff. It almost that type of answer. Don't be long-winded. Just do it like facts or nah. I want to do this, and then I'm going to actually include this for Paul as well. Auburn wins if. Ike, Auburn wins this game if
we win the turnover battle. I think our best opportunity to win this game is to be able to take advantage of some of these turnovers we've been leaving on the field, get out there and turn over Stetson Bennett a couple of times in this game.
B. Will, Auburn wins if
we throw for 300 yards. However unlikely that might be, I think that's what it would take to get a win.
All right. Mike G. Auburn wins this game if
we can force Stetson Bennett to throw the ball 30 times in this game.
So in other words, Other words, you're stifling the run and forcing them to have to play, have to win the game.
I think if Stetson Bennett is throwing the ball 30 times, Georgia's doing something they don't want to do, right? And I think that at this point, you have to force him to beat you somehow. Now, against that offensive line in that run game, I'm not sure how that happens, but I do know that we are like third in the NCAA in tackles for loss. Right. So our defensive line and our linebackers have found a way to get in the backfield. Now, Harsin tried to he didn't really give us too good of an update on Owen Papo's status for Saturday. But we need all hands on deck for this one. We need those guys to be in the backfield, disrupting what's going on there, whether it's handoffs, plugging gaps, just doing what they can against this excellent Georgia offensive line to, at least make them think about. I mean, they can't play the game like they did against Arkansas, right? Like, 4 different guys had 12 carries or more or something crazy like that. It was just like, is it my turn? Okay, it's your turn. Here's the ball for you, right? Like, we can't do that. I think that they got to stick with a guy, force them to stick with a guy with the hot hand, and shut down everybody who carries the ball for Georgia and make Stetson Bennett beat you. And then conversely, if you can put some pressure on him, if you're in the backfield, he'll make mistakes. That's how Auburn wins. You got, and that kind of goes into what Gall said. Yeah, if he's in the backfield, you make mistakes. So that's where we got to go with it.
Oh, sorry. I said something stupid in our private chat.
Stupid. All right. Paul. Georgia wins this game
if Auburn scores 30 points.
Oh man, you had to go there.
I mean, if we're putting it out there, since 2002, Georgia 15-5 against Auburn, 27 points, 8 for UGA, 17.9 points per game for Auburn. If Auburn scores 30 points, I think Auburn wins.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. So with that, that's how we could win. What's going to happen, Paul? Since you're the guest here, I'm gonna let you go.
Let me clarify something. I was laughing at something we said in our private chat.
Yeah.
I was making fun of Mike. So
he said to keep it brief, and then I went for like 5 minutes, but I didn't feel like a brief answer was appropriate. So like
I just making
Auburn
fun
wins. Yeah. Well, let me get the book out here.
So Paul, you have predictions to make over on UGAsports.com. Go ahead and give us a sneak preview. Who wins this game?
Georgia. I think. Yeah. I kind of been thinking about it since you said, "Hey, can we get a score prediction?" I said, "Sure, man. I got to make one for tomorrow anyway." I think like 37-10 is what I'm going to be kind of at, to be honest. Just looking back, they held Clemson to 3. South Carolina scored 13. Vandy 0, Arkansas 0, UAB 7. I'm going 37-10 as my final score. 37. Georgia.
Ooh,
yeah, wow. I think that Stetson can put them on the board for 2 touchdowns, and the running backs will take care of the rest. Might even have a defensive pick 6, something like that as well. So 37-10. But I am giving Auburn 10 points, which is more than I've given their opponents in the past. So, there's 10 points, there's a touchdown there. I got to write that down too, so I remember that, so I don't mess up and put a different score on when I do it.
I'm gonna go for this. Auburn fans, brace yourselves. I'm going Auburn 13, Georgia 27 here.
That's very fair. That's very fair, Caesar.
Yeah,
took a tough position. You were the first person on the panel to have to pick against us on the live. That's a tough spot to be in. I want you to know I'm proud of you.
Oh boy, y'all are pissed. I can feel it. All right,
get your bladders ready because I'm picking Georgia to win as well. 24 to. I'll give us 17 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will.
Well, it's amazing, man. Here I have every reason to believe that we will not do anything against Georgia, but I can't say last weekend made me believe in us any more than I believed in us prior. But I think the team actually believes in them. Y'all know how much I believe in forward momentum from a team having success. LSU was not a great team. They weren't even a good one. But these guys winning on the road does mean something to them and for them.
I believe it.
And so for that reason, we definitely will cover the spread against Georgia. 24-10.
Ooh.
Georgia.
24-10. Mike G. It's on you, man.
Now, see, y'all making me want to pick Auburn because I'm behind on the scorecard. I need to make up some ground here.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
However, I think the only way Auburn wins this game is if it's a low, grinded out game. Carlson kicks 6 field goals kind of game, and we stopped their run game somehow or slowed them down enough to make Stetson Bennett have to do something. I don't expect to see JT Daniels in this thing, and my heart definitely wants to go Auburn. My head says Georgia, so I really think I'm going to go with. Oh God damn it! I hate saying the words out loud. I picked Auburn to go. I picked us to go 10-2 when the season started. I felt like we had a talented squad. I expected this to be one of the losses. I actually thought we would beat Penn State and lose this game. So I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction. I'll have to pick Auburn to lose this one. But the caveat that, again, it could be a close one if it's low scoring, but we played 2 Power 5 opponents. We haven't put 4 touchdowns on the board against any of them. So yeah, I think maybe 30-17 final score. I mean, it hurts. I mean, my mind says if we win it, it's another 21-18 battle, right? That's how Auburn wins. 3 touchdowns, and somehow magically we slow them down, but just enough offensively, and our secondary, steps up if Stetson Bennett is under pressure. So
we just literally lost like a whole bunch of subscribers and membership.
Yeah, right. Like, that is just canceled.
I can just hear the cancellations and unsubscribes happening and the thumbs down. Like, I get it. Listen, nobody's saying we want Auburn to lose this game.
No, we don't.
We have to be objective. This is the no sunshine pump zone. We're gonna stay true to it today, man.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And listen,
the game's in Auburn. The game's in Auburn.
Someone bring some crow to the tailgate, because if something happens and Auburn wins, I would like my crow barbecued with a side of.
I'll gladly eat it.
Okay.
Yeah, I will gladly eat it. And just
love to be wrong. Would
love to be wrong.
Yeah, it'll be
the game I would love to be wrong the most about.
Yeah. Can I give a shout out to you? Can I give a shout out to you guys' fans real quick though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like really serious. You guys have Auburn fan bases is probably one of the best in the country. I'm not just saying that because I'm in here with you guys. You guys really have a loyal fan base, not only that follows you guys here, but at Auburn Sports. So I just want to say, keep pushing. Things will get better. This weekend might not be the best for you guys, but Georgia's on a different trajectory this year. But at the same time, keeping it real, like the fan base you guys have is really one of a kind and unique, man. And I just want to put that out there. You guys see it in the chat, man. You guys are very loyal to your team. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Paul. With what Georgia, because what Georgia is doing, they look like a team of destiny. If Kirby doesn't pull it off this year,
this is what I was going to ask him. Yeah, come on.
Oh boy,
he doesn't.
You saw it. He was like.
I was going to ask you.
So if Kirby doesn't do it this year, what does that mean for him moving forward?
I mean, you'd have to have another stroke of genius to where you have everything aligned perfectly. Your whole defense aligns perfectly. This is the year. I mean, there's a reason we've run so many specials over on UGAsports.com, which is part of the Rivals Network. We've run so many specials because we want members to be a part of this and be able to interact with folks on the dog vent and talk to other fans, because we truly think this is the year. If this is not the year, I don't know when the year will be. Like every piece is there to make a run. If you're able to get some of those wide receivers back, if you're able to get JT, put him in a big ball of bubble wrap and put him out there at quarterback, because every Georgia fan I've talked to, everybody that I've talked to is like, look, we don't need JT until the SEC championship game, and then not so fast, right? Because you need him to get game reps. You can't just be like, hey man, sit over here, chill. Stetson can roll through everything. The schedule is not that tough. We got a new head coach at Auburn, new head coach here, new head coach there. They got problems there. Here, we can just run the ball and keep it moving with Stetson at quarterback. Oh, but hey, SEC championship game rolls around. Let's go ahead and throw JT out there and see what happens. We think you do really good. No, man, you need game reps. And if JT is not able to come back, I would say, by at least like week 8 or week 9 to really get those game reps in and get momentum with his receivers, get connected with those guys, that's where you could potentially see a problem, because they're two totally different quarterbacks and they protect differently for each one of them. You have to get him game reps before then. And that could be the downfall to Kirby Smart, and how the irony would be that it's a quarterback that is the downfall to Kirby Smart, with all the issues that have been around this quarterback program here at Georgia the past few. And it's a quarterback that stops them from winning the national title when he has the best defense he's ever had and probably ever will have in Georgia.
Gotcha. Well, listen, before we wrap up, and thanks, Paul, so much, man, for devoting your time to hopping on with us to talk about the Georgia side of this rivalry. Appreciate you, man. Let's handle some super chats real quick. B-Mac, you got it?
You got it.
Okay. B-Mac 34420 says, could y'all do a brief free introduction? Very good banner. Just wondering who I'm watching. The four of us attended Auburn back early 2000s. We were in the campus ministry. We knew of each other. B Will and Ike, good close friends. They would talk about Auburn during the day. Me and Mike G would talk Auburn. And one day in Birmingham, Mike G came into town, flew into town, ran into Ike someone's house, someplace random, house. And the idea of the War Report was birthed there about 2 years ago now? 2018. So 3 years. 2019. So we actually started like towards the end of that 2019 season. We did it again last year, and it just exploded with the dismissal of Gus Malzahn, and we've been going hard at it ever since. So that's pretty much, in short, a quick introduction as to who you're watching. We're Auburn alums. We attended the school. We love Auburn, bleed orange and blue, even though our score doesn't reflect that.
I feel people are going to think that we're not just loyal Auburn fans by hearing those picks. Listen, I'm going to be rooting as hard as I possibly can Saturday that we pull this off. But again, I don't have a statistical thing to like. I could give you a homer pick, and when you tune into the show on Saturday, I'm going to be in full homer mode. Trust and believe. I'm going to give you every reason why we're going to win this game, despite what I just said in this pick.
And I'm a trash talk Georgia a lot. Too.
Listen, so, it is what it is. I'm a fan of my analysis team. I want us to win, right? Tonight we're just being analytical guys, just giving you the honest opinions of what we think. Saturday is a whole different story. Every Georgia fan I see, I hate. Sorry, Paul. If you come down to Auburn, we're not going to be free.
Damn, cuz.
But you're welcome to come by.
Just shouted out your whole fan base in chat.
Yeah. Like, no, dude, you're
that's
invited.
Because we're loyal.
You're invited to the cookout.
Yeah, please come by.
I've been invited to the cookout, Mike. Don't get it twisted. I've been invited to the cookout.
Okay,
My God,
you're invited to the cookout. All right,
Patrick,
we're having an actual cookout.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, Patrick. I gotta scroll. I mean, it's a gang. Okay, I see the next one. Construction workers saving beat Georgia, and I'll take it easy on you guys. Okay, noted. Noted there. I don't know if you ever really take it easy on us, but okay, whatever. Also, Patrick, appreciate that.
Yes,
good,
thank you, sir.
I believe we got, as I keep, these comments. Okay, I see Jazzy Joe here.
Oh,
if
he did
we
this last
win,
week.
I'll match our total rushing. See, we need more. We need more Jazzy Joes. I like this.
What if it's negative?
What if it's?
hey,
you know,
don't you have somewhere to be, Paul?
Yeah, we send him a check. We send him a free T-shirt.
I was about to say,
Paul,
so
you invited to the cookout, but you
there's
may
a
not get
0% probability we have negative total rushing yards. Though I'm sorry, like as much as I think that Georgia's going to win this game, we are not.
Total. I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
We'll have to write him a check though if that does happen. William, appreciate that, good sir. And am I missing? Oh, Austin Berry Hill. I see it. I'm going with Auburn because Auburn is always a good underdog, and we do have some weird voodoo that happens at home.
Actual as well.
Yeah, I think the voodoo is just gonna have to come from the coaches, man. Like, I mean, that's it. They have to find a way to scheme around what Georgia does well and what we don't do well. Right? That's how they're gonna win this game. I think that this game will tell us a lot more about our coaches than it will about our players. I think we have some really good players. Zacoby McClain is the best tackler in the country, hands down. It's not even debatable. He finished with the most tackles last year and the highest percentage of tackles made out of tackles attempted. Like, he just doesn't miss tackles at all. He will easily be a first-round draft pick. There's some talent in the secondary. They've struggled a little bit to come together on the scheme. But I'm looking to see if they can take some steps forward there because the quarterback is not going to throw. I mean, what are they going to get 15 balls thrown if averages hold max, right? So this really should come down to, can we stop their run game? Right. I mean, that's what it's got to come down to. So I'll be interested to see our run defense, the only run defense in the country that is scarier than ours, I think, is Georgia's. Right, like, I mean, they have been crazy good at run defense at Auburn. It was unexpected that was going to be a strength of our team. And now that we have a more serious head coach in a serious game like this, I expect the players' attitude to reflect the magnitude of this moment. Win or lose, right? I just want to see a team that has some fight, that's not going to lay down because Big Bad Georgia rolled into town. Right. Yeah. And when they leave, hopefully. And if they win, right? I know I picked us to lose, but if they win, they're saying, damn, that's the hardest game we're going to play all year, including Bama. So, this game, some crazy things have happened in this game. Again, I think it was one of the things that Gus was good for was that surprise gotcha moment, every few years. Harsin just needs to show us some of that, man. Show us some innovation and some creativity. And put these guys in the best opportunity, the best position to use their talents to help us win this game. And it's going to have to be a whole team effort, right? Yep. Because when this game is over, this is why I said earlier, I don't think it matters who the quarterback is. I think that everybody's going to have to contribute to this win. So if it's Bo, TJ, like, get everybody off the bench, man, all hands on deck. Everybody grab an oar and let's get there to shore together, right? Jarquez Hunter, Sean Shivers, all these guys are going to have to jump in and do a little bit. And I think if we show them enough different things, because the biggest mistake that Georgia's defense can make is thinking that Tank Bigsby is the only player that can hurt them. There are other guys on this team that can burn them if you don't take them seriously. They need to take everybody on this team dead ass serious. Yeah. Right. Because we've got some talent. I mean, if I got to tell, Gus may have left the cupboards bare offensive line, but at the skill positions, there are a ton of good guys. Right. Bo was a 5-star. He was a 5-star quarterback. He showed us last week why he has 5-star talent. Put him in the best position to use his talents just enough to help us win this game and cover the things that he doesn't do well. Keep him out of those positions. That's going to be about coaching. Yeah. Right. And I think that we can make this competitive. And if Auburn can hang around in the fourth quarter at home, there might be some magic in here. Anders Carlson. Daniel's not coming back. He's going to have to make every kick in this game. Now, he missed 250-something yarders.
He missed one, got another one blocked.
Right, yeah. Listen, we need him to hit every single field goal. Every point will matter in this game if Auburn's going to win it. And
I just hope the Georgia players are as confident as their fans are, and they come in here a little overconfident, and they walk out feeling like they did when they played South Carolina a couple of years ago. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, because listen, there's some Georgia fans on Twitter that are going to hear from me if for some reason we win this game. I mean, I got to tell you the story because it happened today. There's a super chat coming in I want to grab from Scorpio Circuit. We got to make the magic happen. Hoping UGA players get the bubble guys or something. Bubble guts. Yeah.
Bubble guts, yeah,
for sure. If the game is competitive, I'm good. War Damn Eagle, regardless. I agree with that. If the game, and I don't like consolation prizes, but again, we need to make this competitive.
Yeah.
I think all the work that Bo did on his pocket showed when he got out of the pocket Saturday. He sure set his feet before making those throws. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. I really do feel that if we can, they've got to buckle in. They've got to buckle in, and they've got to show, again, the strength and conditioning program. We make a lot about strength and conditioning, Paul. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those things that they instilled into players in the offseason are starting to pay dividends in season. Yeah. They're stronger. They're more confident, right? If this were you, and we talked about Josh Hunter under our last coach, he'd have been buried on the depth chart until Tank got hurt.
Yeah.
That's how our offense was run. They would have run Tank into the ground.
Oh, I was fully expecting to see it this year. I was fully expecting to see it this year.
And our coaches figured out, wait, we got a stud on the bench early. That's the kind of stuff that gives me hope that they can figure out other things by a game like this. This is game 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Halfway through the season.
Yeah. For some reason, you find a way to win this game, it completely changes the outlook of your whole season. Because the SEC doesn't stack up the way we thought it did 4 weeks ago.
Right.
Arkansas looked like a monster 4 weeks ago. Then they ran into Georgia, and we're like, okay, you can make them one-dimensional, right? Like, they got problems. Yeah. Ole Miss, same thing, beatable, right? Texas A&M, no longer the monster to slay. They're supposed to oppose Bama in the West this year, right? And then you've got Bama at the end of the year, obviously, which will be a tough out for anybody. But I just really feel like, man, what a first-year statement for a head coach. To come out in a game like this, and you could really make a statement against a perceived juggernaut. I just want to see our guys play with some pride, man. I want to see them play with some heart, and I want to see them fight until the last whistle.
Yeah, I'm about to run through some drywall, Mike.
To be clear, he doesn't have to win this game to make that statement.
No,
he doesn't have to show up, and that's been the issue I've had, is that when we were outgunned, we didn't show up.
Yeah.
And I want to see a team that's going to show up to the big games and say, you don't think I belong here, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah.
You're absolutely wrong. I absolutely belong on the same field with anybody, and I'm going to prove it today.
This is why Harsin left that comfortable spot in Boise for this game right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Show us you belong.
Yeah. Show us you belong. And our coaches have something to prove too, right?
Yeah.
Now, we make a lot of these players, but, I tend to be harder on the millionaires tasked with putting them in the best position they possibly can.
I like that.
Right? These millionaires, right, they can do a bad job and walk away with a bigger paycheck, have to be held accountable for what we're watching.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I know you guys feel that way about Kirby, right? Like, he's making a lot of money to keep Georgia in contention every year.
Yeah, and these are the games that Georgia fans look at and go, it's time to slip up, man. It's gonna be this one. Like, they have it in the back of their head, right? Everything's going too good. Like, it's one of those, like, all right, well, they're talking to their friends. It's Wednesday now. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is when that pessimism comes out, that Larry Munson pessimism, where it's like, oh man, I don't know. Let's start looking at this Auburn team a little more. But it's just something this year. It's been like, after Georgia beat Clemson that first game and really handed it to them, everybody was worried about Clemson. That's all we talked about for, it seemed like 2 years, man, was this Georgia Clemson game. And when Georgia came out and won 10-3 and that defense was dominant, everybody was like, oh, hold on, this might be a different year. But there is still in the back of every Georgia fan's mind, like, okay, we're going to Auburn. 3:30 kick. Oh, okay. Or 2:30 kick. Y'all Central Time Zone. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
3:30 kick. And they're like, I don't know, man. All right, I'm going to turn the TV on. Let's go Dogs. And then, like, something happens first quarter, and it's like, here we go again. Everybody starts throwing their drinks, start pounding the hard liquor, before the halftime.
That something has to be Stetson Bennett. It has to be.
Probably, right? Yeah, because the defense isn't going to mess up, I don't think.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be Stetson.
Yeah,
if anything.
Right. So you turn him over on his side of the field, you give our offense some short fields to work with, and we steal a few touchdowns. Right.
And you have to do it early. You have to do it early.
Touchdowns? You said few touchdowns.
Yes, because we got to get to 28 to win. So, yes, a few touchdowns. You steal a few.
So you're talking about a 2019 Iron Bowl type of game with
defense. Win the field position battle. You know, again, and get closer to the end zone because, I mean, listen, we saw some crazy drives to win 2 games this year. Bo took us the length of the field. TJ took us the length of the field. We can't do that against this team, right? They need some 50 in fields to work with, where you get a big play, you catch them slipping, you catch a deep ball. They're gonna have to take some chances in this game to win, right? And then you got to hold them. You got to hold them under 21 points somehow, right? And then you got to score over 21. Yeah, it's going to be really hard. It's a really tough, monumental task, but it's not impossible, right? Yeah. Coaches just have to figure it out. $5 million a year, man. $5 million. And I don't
was Kirby making like 30?
That doesn't matter.
I think Kirby's like at 7.
Yeah, anything. I mean, it's a lot of money to make to coach football. Right. Yeah. And as fans, all we're asking is to put a product on the field that we can be proud of.
Factual.
After the game is over, win or lose. Listen, we're riding. We bleed orange and blue. We're riding regardless. You know, I think Harsin is that guy, man. He was not the one anybody wanted in the offseason.
Yeah.
Our AD went out and got his own guy. And man, you talking about validating your AD, the guy who took a chance on you. This is a game where you can do it because he went against everybody to hire you.
Go out about you guys. Mike makes me want to run through a wall, man.
Every week.
Is this a weekly thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're used to it now. Yeah.
So I'm just like
need motivation for your week, Paul, than just tune into the Wednesday show and you get a speech once per week.
Like a life coach or something, man. I need to start paying for this. Like,
I need to figure out how to get myself those speeches.
$5.99 to get there.
This is construction worker Saban says, I'm going to bring Kirby back down to reality.
Don't worry.
Okay.
All right.
This is a good one right here. He is asking, are we still doing the pregame, halftime?
Oh, good. That's a very good question. Very good question. So, yes, the answer is yes. We will at least be doing pregame, postgame. Halftime is a maybe, right? It just kind of depends on a couple of things, whether or not Mike G is breaking things in the press room and able to get on, and B will have whether one of us will be able to get back somewhere that has enough internet to do that. So we will at least be doing pregame and postgame, halftime to be determined. So in case you missed it, we are doing the tailgate. We will be out there. Somebody asked about this a little bit earlier, making sure that we could see where we're going to be over by the athletic dorms, over off of Donahue. We will be right there, lot 730 on the corner. You can come holla at us, hang out with us at the tailgate. Pre-game will probably be there at least by noon. We should be out there and set up. So if you want to drop in there early, and we will be there for the majority of the game. I can't promise that I will be there all the way into the fourth quarter. If it's a tight game, I'm definitely not going to be there because I'm going to want to be somewhere where I can like be loud and use curse words. So there's that.
Yes.
Got a question here from Toby before we get out of here. Rib sauce choice for the tailgate.
I don't even know the answer to that. I have to go look back at the menu of what we got there. I know we're doing just some barbecue sauce. Maybe I'll put a menu out there somewhere. I don't know. We'll throw it out there and let you guys know. Just come. It don't matter with the rib sauce. You gonna bring your own rib sauce? Bring you some rib sauce, and you can put whatever you want to on there, and we'll share that amongst the people as long as it doesn't have nothing crazy in there. I don't know if I don't know you, Toby. I don't know if I'm gonna trust your rib sauce if you bring it. You just have some for yourself.
He can surprise you.
I'm just
happy to break bread with my War Report brother.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter, man. Y'all show up and come holler at us, man. We're gonna have a good time, but it's gonna be good to see y'all out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Mike G, are we good on announcements? Anything you want to announce?
Man, listen, become an insider. This is one of those things that you put on your yearly list of life choices that you want to accomplish, and you mark that off real easy because it's only $5.99. You can get it done real quick. Become an insider, support our content. We really appreciate everybody who has been joining up lately. You know, and this is the War Report is year round. This just isn't football season. We drop content 5 days a week in the off season as well, too. We bring on former players for interviews. We do a segment called Chop It Up with a Pro that we will be bringing back in the off season. Shout out to King Dunlap, Devin Aroma Shadu, Chris Todd, just to name a few Auburn football players who have joined us in the offseason to help us talk about the program, teach us about football, and also break down film with us, which we'll be doing in the aftermath of the season. So if you watch the film, you're going to love Chop It Up with a Pro, where we go back through the season and talk about things that can go better next season. $5.99, that's an insider exclusive. If you signed up as a supporter, you can always hit the C perks on a front page of our YouTube channel and upgrade as an insider. Other than that, guys, listen, you can find our merch store. If you didn't win the AU t-shirt tonight, you can buy one. Visit our merch store. You can find this link in the About section of our YouTube channel. Also there, you will find a link to our fundraiser for the Lee County Humane Society, saving puppies every day here at the War Report. My puppy's lying right here. She just got a haircut today, so she's so fresh and so clean. Help somebody else find that joy. 50 cents on every dollar that you donate goes to the Lee County Humane Society. We set a goal of $500 a month to raise for them. As our community grows, we're going to start setting some bigger goals here, guys. We got to use what we have, what God has given us, to put some more good back into the world. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, BUSR. This is our betting sponsor. Bet with confidence. B is coming at you guys with the picks every week. You can sign up. Use our link, busr.com/rapport, so they know that you came from the War Report, guys. I know you guys will do this, whether you place one bet a year or 10. Just the act of signing up helps us. So sign up at busr.com/rapport to get in on the action. Last but not least, the War Report is on podcast. B's working hard to get this out to you guys. So if you can't catch us live on YouTube, or you're looking for something that's a little bit more car friendly or mow the lawn friendly or anything else friendly, you can listen to us on podcast. That's tonight's segment, the Wednesday Night War Room. You can catch that on podcast every week here at the War Report. Can't wait to bring you guys even more content on podcast. It's going to be amazing. The season has been going phenomenal with our community so far, so we're looking forward to the back half.
Paul, where can they find your content, good sir?
Yeah, man, UGAsports.com, part of the Rivals Network, largest UGA site out there. And then you can also follow me on Twitter. It's over there at P. Maharry. And I want to say thank you guys so much for having me on, man. It's been a true blessing, and I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great tailgate, and love the show, man.
Thanks so much, man, for joining on, man. I always enjoy these, talking to other people about football. So thanks for coming on and making this a great show. And with this being a great show, guys, listen, let people know that this is a great show. How can you do that, you ask? By sharing the video. If you're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, please share this video using hashtag #GetYourWeight Please be sure to get the thumbs up on this video. Please do that, guys. There's a bunch of people who are watching with us, so please be sure to hit that like button, smash that like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed and you're an Auburn fan, I don't know what to say about you at this point. Please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a ton. And if you want to find us, because we're also putting great content out on social media, you can find us at The War Report on Instagram and the Twitter. And you can find us at TW Report on TikTok. That's it for now, guys. We got Facts Are Not coming out. I think it's already releasing for insiders, or will be releasing for insiders. But for everyone else, you'll see it on Friday, and we will.
Betting with B Will, we are doing that live on Twitter at 10 a.m. going forward. The video was cool, but it was a lot real time intensive. So if you're on Twitter, follow us at the War Report, and we will be making our picks live and even doing a poll. We're going to place one parlay for the picks that the community makes. So check us out there.
Awesome. Guys, have a great rest of your week. See you guys at the tailgate. For those of you who are coming. Until then, as always, War Eagle, y'all.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.